So yeah, I'm Adrian with Global Sporting Safaris. I'm here with TJ Schwanke, Outdoor Quest TV, and our guide Herbert. And we just made it to Poland earlier this morning, and this is our first evening out. We're looking for some roe deer. He's taken us to a spot where he's seen them before, and the grass is pretty tall, so we're going to do a bit of poking around here and see what we can see. It was a warm day, and the roe deer are quite nocturnal, we understand, so we're really banking on morning and evening. So I think the hunt's going to get better into the afternoon the longer we stay out here. So I'm pretty excited and happy to be here, absolutely. So our guide Herbert's telling us this is evidence of a roe deer rubbing. And this time of year, that'd be him rubbing his velvet off, more than likely. But in our first evening, we've already seen a couple roe deer. And I mean, this area is laced with tracks. There's all kinds of sign. We're walking by beds. All the little creek crossings have all kinds of tracks. Like, we're in the right spot. Something's gonna happen. We just spotted a nice roe deer buck. He's across his fields about 450 yards. So we're going to try to sneak up a little, use this long grass, and there's a ditch that we'll kind of try to get an approach on him within 100 yards and see if we can make something happen here. Here. Jerked it. Okay. Not very. You think so?
I thought it was a little low.
Okay. Use that.
Good job, buddy.
You may want to clean up that little. Feel very fortunate. I mean, this is my first evening in Poland, and already I have a beautiful little roe deer on the ground. So I wanted to say thank you again for taking us out here and making all this possible. Thank you. And this is one, and we'll keep hunting tomorrow and the next day. So TJ's up next, and we're just getting warmed up here. So I hope everyone enjoyed it, and this is just the beginning of the adventure.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Zeiss Sport Optics. We make it visible. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Coeur d'Alene Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Loa Boots, handcrafted in Europe. Deluxe wall tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions.
Pretty awesome here. It's our first real morning of hunting. We got out last night, but this is our first full day here, and came really close on a good roebuck and wild boar already this morning. So it's just the crops are really tall here right now, so anything that walks into the crops is pretty well gone. These roe deer are quite tiny, so any crop that's up to your knees is going to hide a roebuck. So just walking along here, we had a roe deer walk right in front of us, and he just needed to stand about 4 or 5 more seconds. But man, I don't believe the noise they make. They just, I don't know how to even describe it, but they really make a lot of noise when they're spooked. We were just come along here. We just saw a really good wild boar, and we just stopped for a minute. And he ran off, and we were just talking about how hot it was getting, and we just weren't seeing much. And then, bang! There's a roe deer right there. So got on him, and looked like he fell down. So pretty amazing. This is actually, I've been to Europe quite a few times, but I've never hunted here. And the really cool thing about hunting here, this is the oldest modern culture of hunting we have. I mean, certainly there's a lot older hunting cultures, but this is where hunting really has its roots in what we do today as modern hunters. And just experiencing it, I've never been to Poland. I didn't know what to expect, but in a lot of ways it's a lot like home. It's just a mix of woods and agriculture, and these deer just do really well here. They've got these big hardwoods here. They can hold up during the day, and then all these fields around here are just a tremendous source of feed for them, and they're very, very prolific. And there's just deer everywhere. Today we've seen fallow deer, we've seen roe deer, we've seen wild boars, but it's just a classic little roe deer here. I mean, they're a tiny animal. They're about 45 pounds, 50 pounds is a big male. And he's got the classic 3 points, but the really neat thing is they've actually got big burrs around their antlers. And these ones are actually touching, and then they tend to get a lot of this almost like beating here. And it seems the older they get, the more of that they get. Classic Europe hunt. This is absolutely incredible. Thanks, Adrian.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Puma SGB Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Defense Aerosols, for when your life depends on it. The Wild Sheep Foundation, putting and keeping sheep on the mountain.
This is our third morning here in Poland. TJ took a beautiful roebuck yesterday morning, so I'm hoping I can have the same luck as he did. It's about 5 a.m. We just got to an area that we like. We've been seeing a lot of deer activity here. But yesterday, the heat broke, and we got a cold front in, high winds, and it totally shut down the roe deer. really impacted movement, went from roe deer everywhere to really reduced sightings. So we did the first bit of the morning driving around in open country, and we really didn't see much. We saw one nice buck. But what we're thinking is, if the deer are in some tighter cover, we're going to walk through this open hardwood, and worst comes to worst, we'll flush some of the deer up nearby us and give us an opportunity. Otherwise, they're more than likely in this patch of cover. So we're just going to filter our way down. There's a couple old little logging trails or small dirt roads, and with any luck, we run into a bunch of nice roe deer. So stay with us, and hopefully we can put a beauty on the ground. Just spotted our first roebuck right here, right along the edge of that canola field. They're tricky to judge, so I'm going to trust Hubert, my guide. He looked good to me. Hubert said he's a young buck. We're going to let him go. "91 yards. We just camped on another band of mouflon. There's beautiful rams in there. 70, 80, 90, even 100 centimeters, 3 feet of horn. Where else can you find big bands of wild sheep and flat farm country like I've never heard of it? I know where I'm going to be next October. They're out of season right now. We're focusing on roe deer and wild boar. But I mean, you just can't pass up an opportunity to view these absolutely gorgeous animals. Completely free range. There aren't even low fences around here. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we just blew into this new area. Sure enough, we spot this buck from the road. The guides get their spotting scopes on. It's the biggest one we've seen. They're all excited. They told us, go, 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 go. He's moving quick. We gotta cover 400 yards before he covers 100, so we gotta move. That was a giant. We were so close. He was standing in that short little field. I think he saw us, and he just went into this canola field. The grass is way over our heads, like gone. I might just go have a look. That's the biggest buck we've seen, I think, all week. Wouldn't you say?
It was a good one.
Yeah. May as well go have a look.
Yeah.
TJ and I book it up this fence line, and all of a sudden he just reappears, prances through this grass less than 100 yards in front of us, and just wouldn't stop. I didn't want to take him on the run. Like, there's houses in the background. I only have one kind of like thin arc to fire.
You gonna come back to it? Just tell me. Sorry, we just got interrupted.
I love hunting. We're just discussing why we lost the opportunity on this big roebuck, and a bunch of wild boars show up. And we were just asking ourselves, why would he run this way and then turn around and run back? I guess that's why. There's a pack of wild boars right there. Normally, we'd be tempted to harvest one, but right now in the spring season, males are legal, but the females aren't, and sure enough, she's got a bunch of piglets with her. So that's how she goes, and happy to give them the right of way. It's just too bad about this big buck. I mean, that's a special roe deer, you know, so I'm still tempted to maybe poke into that hardwoods, but, you know, these big bucks are survivors, and with that, you know, more than likely he's gone. Or at least he knows we're after him.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine.
Okay, we're trying a new strategy. That last big buck we saw, we pulled over and started glassing him. He saw our truck and just bailed. So right now we just spotted another good one. The guys are saying he's twice as tall as his ears, so it might be one of the tallest ones we've seen. We don't know what else he has, but he's got some height. So what we did is we pulled past him, and now we're going to sneak back up. He's in a little clearing, short grass, just about 150 yards ahead on the right. So let's sneak in there and see what we can do. Also finding they're far less spooky in the bush. All the deer we've seen in the fields tear off from hundreds of meters as soon as we see them, but right now they're just standing around. So let's see if we can make this happen.
I don't know if that's him or not, but it's a roe deer.
Yeah, you see it.
Female.
Yeah, that's not him.
Shooting, buddy.
You go down?
Yeah.
I saw him disappear. I just was afraid he got into that longer grass.
Yeah, I saw him take a flip over on his side and kick dirt up. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, man, sorry. Man. So I had my hood on because the mosquitoes are just atrocious right there.
You check him out?
I think we got ourselves a pretty nice roebuck.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Oh, thanks for being here with me.
Huh? That was crazy though. The grass was so long. Like we saw him and then we didn't see him.
I guess he bedded down. We thought maybe he bedded down. He's got a bit of velvet stuck to him, which is unique, but the beadwork on this one really exceeds anything else I've taken. So I'm really happy to add this one to my roebuck collection here in Poland. Beautiful, beautiful little buck. Thanks again for putting up with those mosquitoes and being here with me. And I'm so happy we got him on the ground. And on that note, I really want to mention that this is such an inexpensive opportunity to come out here to Poland. I mean, you can take multiple bucks. It's what, 8-hour flight, maybe one stop in Munich or Frankfurt to get to Poland. Really, really easy commute. The price is fair, and really it's just, the way that we're operating here is there's no trophy fee. It's just a small fee per deer, and most guys are taking anywhere from 3 to 6. Some guys go as much as 9. The fact that everything's backwards with these deer, I mean, really, they come out of velvet in April. They rut in late July, early August. Usually their antlers pop off in November. And at that point, the guys are focusing on fallow deer and boar and red stag in the fall, so they get overlooked. But I mean, what a way to add to your deer hunting season. It doesn't need to be whitetails. I mean, turkey and bear is awesome in North America in the spring, but try it one day. Come to Poland and have a great time pursuing these challenging, beautiful, dainty, but vicious roe deer. I mean, I am so stoked to be here. TJ, you're up right now. You've been patient following me around with the camera, and I'd be honored to follow you around and see if we can get you a beautiful deer. So thanks again for being with me, and so happy. Great hunt.
You know, as hunters, we spend an awful lot of money on optics, and we don't always look after them like we should. I mean, how many times have you seen someone take their shirt sleeve and wipe off the eyepiece of their binoculars or something like that? All you're doing at that point is scratching the lenses. Best thing to do, use a proper lens cleaning cloth. If you got a little bit of dust or debris on there, just gently wipe it off. And that way you're not going to scratch the lenses. Now, if you get a big smudge or something like that on there that takes a little more cleaning, these pre-moistened cloths are the best thing I've used. And again, we just want to work it gently and just get that smudge off there. You know, if you clean your lenses properly, your optics are going to last you a lifetime. It was quite the hunt in Poland, wasn't it? I had no idea the amount of free-range hunting opportunity there was in Poland. You know, if Europe isn't on your bucket list, it really should be. For more information on hunting roe deer and other species in Poland, get a hold of my buddy, Adrian Skok, at Global Sporting Safaris, gssafaris.com, or 888-850-HUNT, extension 706. Check us out online at outdoorquesttv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.